today I'm actually going to talk about why you should go to an NAIA school, why you should go to an NAIA school versus going to a Division I school, regardless of your sport. I don't care if you're a wrestler, if you do track, if you do football, hockey, whatever you do. I actually don't know if the NAIA has hockey, but they might. And if they do, there's some good reasons to choose that school instead of a Division I school. So, number one, scholarship opportunity. At NAIA schools, their scholarship availability is a lot more than Division I schools. One of the biggest reasons is there's way more NAIA schools in the country than Division I schools with sports, especially wrestling. And I guess most NAIA schools are privatized, meaning they get money from the outside and not the government. So usually they have more money focused towards their sports for recruit. But basically, scholarship availability. In Division I, not only do they lack as many scholarships as the NAIA has, they are way more competitive to get the scholarship for the same degree. Guys, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be honest. People say going to Division I schools, you should do that because the schools are usually bigger name schools. It doesn't matter. 90% of people don't even use their degrees after college, and the 10% that do, most employees don't care about what school you went to unless it's Stanford, Oxford, or Harvard. They don't care if you went to Michigan State. They don't care if you went to Ohio State. They don't care if you went to Lindsey Wilson or Campbellsville. If you didn't go to one of those really top tier schools, they don't care. So the opportunity after college really doesn't change depending on the school you went, unless you went to certain specified schools or specialized schools rather. One of the big things you'll know once you go to college is jobs want to see, what internships did you do? Where did you volunteer at? How much work did you actually put in? They don't really care. I mean, your grades are important, obviously. You need the degree. But they want to see how you applied the knowledge and not how you just got the not how you just got the degree, because they're two totally different things. And basically anyone can graduate from college, no matter where it is, as long as they work hard. Not everyone's actually that skillful. So don't let the big name college thing get to your head and force you to basically run out of money and go in the negative with your bank account because you think you're going to go Division I versus NAIA, where the opportunities are vastly outweighed by, the cons of it. Opportunity in sports, whether you're a wrestler, whether you're a football player, again, hockey, soccer, track, blah, 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 the opportunity to start. Guys, I know even personally myself, my first year in college, I don't believe I would have started on most top tier 1 Division I teams, or even tier 2 Division I teams, whether that's the Big 10 or the Big 12 or other divisions. ACC is pretty good now too. But the opportunity to start is huge. I got into the NAIA at Lindsey Wilson. I was a Fargo All-American going into my first year, and I know that sounds great because lots of people who go to college aren't Fargo All-Americans, but they have to wrestle guys who've been in college for multiple years. So I got to go test out my skills against guys who have been in college for 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5, depending on if they redshirt or whatever, my first year of college. So it allowed my growth, I guess you said the scale of growth was here. Whereas in lots of Division I schools, yes, you get to practice a lot and you get to go to open tournaments, but you're not really given the opportunity as a freshman, unless you're absolutely amazing, to start and compete against those, national qualifiers, All-Americans, and national champions. Again, case by case, school by school, that could be different, but for the most part, most normal people who aren't junior world champions are not going to be able to start, and they're going to be paying a crap ton of money just to go to those schools. Anyways, next thing, opportunity to win. This might sound crazy, it might sound bad. I'm a 3-time NAIA national champion. I don't think I would have been a 3-time Division I champion. I think I would have had the chance to win at least one Division I title if I was in the right room with the right coaches. But looking back, we have Gable Stevenson, Kyle Snyder, Connor Medberry, Nick Gwizdowski, Mason Paris, Adam Kuhn. Guys that I don't think I could beat. Honestly. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think I can be any of those guys. And some of those guys I just named were national runner-ups, not even national champs. In And so maybe I would have never had the opportunity to win. And if I didn't win, I wouldn't have the legacy I have now of a 3-time NAIA national champion, which is the reason I have my career. It's the reason I've done over 160 privates, and it's the reason that I've been able to sell my wrestling. Whether, on the other hand, I could have been a Division I national qualifier, or maybe at best a Division I All-American 1 or 2 times, and I wouldn't have been able to really sell that as much. I mean, Division I All-American, yeah, probably. But just like, let's say I just was a national qualifier. Let's say I didn't even qualify for nationals for some reason. Let's say I just absolutely bombed at the tournament every year. I wouldn't have the job that I have now. I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have now. And even if I did, it wouldn't be as accessible. Like the students, the clients, the people I can reach, the motivation I can give. Kids love hearing he is a national champion. They don't ask what division. They don't care. They want someone to look up to, and when they find that there's a national champion in their local area of Louisville, Kentucky, they're like, yep, I want to go learn from that guy because I also want to be a national champion. All right? So opportunities to start and opportunities to win, along with the opportunity to not be in a ton of college debt. Those are really huge, man, and lots of people really don't think about that. I mean, I think the ego, our sense of self, we look at ourselves and we're a little insecure if we go to these smaller schools, but it's huge. And on to the next thing, the last pro of why you should go to the NAIA school, and then I'm cutting this video down, is smaller school system, which means it's a lot easier to get help and a lot easier to pass your classes. This doesn't mean the classes are easier, it just means teachers are so accessible. In most of my classes, we had, minimum of 10 students, maximum of 30. So the teachers, they're busy, but they're accessible. They're very personable. And I've heard that at lots of schools, it's not really the case. And that really sucks, because if you have a class of 300 people, even just 100 people, that's 70 more people than the teachers had in my class to handle. And 5 of those people are probably fell in the class, if you're in a 30 class, and then if you're in a 120. And so now you have so many people to talk to, so many things to do as a teacher, and for the student, you've just lost opportunity. Now you're gonna sit there struggling, feeling like no one's there to help you, and that's one of the bad things about big schools. As you can see, lots of Division I athletes absolutely crash and then end up moving to NAIA. For example, we have Cam Dasari, who won a national title for us at Lindsey Wilson, went to Ohio State, placed 4th in the nation, and then kind of just fell out of the system. There's a lack of support, man. There's a huge lack of support in the Division I system unless you're a really, really great athlete. And I could be wrong. I could be a whistleblower right now, but I've heard from my own friends who are Division I athletes this is true, and it, again, case by case, maybe it's not true everywhere. But if you go to NAIA school or a smaller school, the chances for you to get attention, get help, and to pass your classes and get that degree and even be eligible to wrestle are so much higher. That's it, guys. That's why I think you should go to an NAIA school versus a Division I school. But it's your choice. Be smart. Think about it hard. No matter where you go, guys, really think before you choose a college to go to. Think about the money they're offering you. Think about your worth. Learn how to invest in yourself before college so that you have the opportunity, to get a really good scholarship. All right? You're really important. The college you go to is not as important. It's just that you finish, you're successful, and you invest in yourself day by day. Also, last thing, learn to negotiate your scholarship, guys, no matter where you go. I was offered a semi-full ride where I had to pay $5,000 a year to go to Lindsey Wilson at first, but then I ended up placing at Fargo, and I was like, yo, I'm going to go to a different school if you guys don't give me a full ride, because I'm a Fargo All-American, and there's not a ton of those in the NAIA. So, yep, learn how to negotiate, pick your college wisely. That's it, guys. It's nice to be back. See you guys later.